I'm David Carter, STEM Training Director for Vernier Science Education, and I am going to take the opportunity to use our weather sensor as the weather changes very dramatically. We're expecting a front to come through in the evening here, and they're expecting temperatures to drop by about 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the matter of hours. And so we're expecting precipitation starting off as rain and then becoming frozen precipitation of some sort as we go along. And I thought this was a great opportunity to use the weather sensor to record some parameters like temperature and relative humidity and barometric pressure, wind speed. And so what I'm going to do is I've got it set up here. I'm going to leave it under the cover. It needs to be under cover because the sensor's not really designed to get wet, but it's designed to be able to measure those other parameters. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to set it up so that it records data for several hours, and as all of this change occurs. And what I did is I actually have it connected to a computer that's inside, so I'm using the Bluetooth on this, and so that it can communicate with that, so I don't have to be out here with it. So we'll set this up, and hopefully we're going to see a dramatic change in the weather. Well, it's 8 o'clock and the changeover is occurring, and we'll be able to see that in the data set. This temperature is dropping like a rock. So I need to get out of here. Wow, what a difference a day makes. It's been about 20 hours since I started data collection. It kept going the whole time. The temperature is way colder than it was yesterday. And so we got some really awesome data. So let's go take a look at that and see what's happening. Now what we see here is a sped up playback of the 20-hour data collection. I was also able to find a video loop off the NOAA website that's roughly the same time period, so you can actually see the front moving through from a radar loop. Now I'd like to take a look at the actual data and get some numbers here. So I've eliminated the overlay of the NOAA radar loop. And at the top graph, we have wind speed, we have temperature in the middle graph, and barometric pressure on the bottom. And you notice right in this section here, we notice a really great big drop. Barometric pressure also began to increase rapidly at the same time. So we might be interested in what happened there. So I want to run the statistics for the entire 20 hours here. And if we do this, we can see that during that time period that the temperature dropped by over 32 degrees Celsius. And if I look at that lower graph, I can go here and look at the statistics, and we see that the barometric pressure increased by almost 23 millibars during that time period. Now, I really am interested in the section where it really was dropping quickly. So I want to zoom in on just a portion of the graph there. So I will do that. Zoom in on a similar region for the barometric pressure. And so we have that. And I want to look at the tangent function here and just see just how rapidly it was dropping here. And as I move along, I can find, like in this region right here, the temperature was dropping almost 1 degree Celsius per minute. And at the same time here, we see that the pressure was increasing very, very rapidly as the front passed. Could also take a look at the wind speed. So let's change that graph so that it's roughly the same as the others. There we go. And let's take a look at, say, the average wind speed for the 60 minutes before frontal passage. And so if we do that, I get an average wind speed in the mean of 0.478 meters per second. And then let me do for the period for the hour after that. So let me go from 60 to 320, thereabouts. There we go. and get the average of that. And we see it's over 8 meters per second. So there's been a dramatic increase in the wind speed as the front passed.
Well, that was some interesting data. You know, it's cool to be able to go out and take a tool like the Go Direct Weather Sensor and be able to actually make the measurements of what's going on around you, and you know, to watch what's going to be happening and actually see it. So you know, you too could do this with this tool, or your students could. So you know, keep that in mind, and you know, hey, keep on making some measurements and take care. Now I got to go out and check on the roads and see what that's like. So I'll catch you later.